Here's your unemployment and news update. My goal in these videos is to give you the best information to access government and private money for yourself, loved ones, and of course, your business. I have personal finance, business videos, credit, crypto, real estate, investments, all things money on this channel. That's what it's about, generating income, saving you lots of money. So make sure you check out the channel every day. We do videos. Also, make sure you subscribe, like, and comment. But first, we always talk in the comments. First off, now the unemployment benefits have ended on federal level, right? A lot of you are struggling to pick up the pieces. I know, I've seen it in the comments. I understand it. I've seen video all over the country of people just devastated by what's going on. The worst part is we don't have any answer to what comes next, what to do next. But there are experts who are chiming in, giving their advice for you, and it might be what you need to get things back on track, which is I hope you do. If you haven't received your PUA or your PEUC, it might not be too late for you. Many states have a 30-day window, right, to apply for these benefits. So don't miss out. You got 30 days where you could get your backdated checks for every one of those weeks that you missed out on and that you didn't receive. So make sure you get your backdated. Don't forget about that. Secondly, check out your assistance programs. I can't stress it enough. There are out there tons of programs, rental assistance, food, health, and more. These are federal benefit programs like SNAP, Medicare, emergency rental assistance, and on top of that, a pause on student loans. This is good information. Don't feel bad about getting it out there. If you're struggling, if you're really struggling to find employment, consider getting involved in job search assistance. The Department of Labor and the National ABLE Network, there's a lot of options out there for you, and I'd love to see you make sure that you get something to keep you going through this tough time. If you want unemployment benefits to continue, get involved in the conversation. Can't just sit back and hope. Hope doesn't work. You got to do something. Make sure you let your congressman know. Start a grassroots movement. There is one called Extend PUA. Just sign the petition. It's something you can do, and let your legislators know by reaching out to them. Let your voice be heard. You matter. You do. You do. No kidding. No matter what you might think, every little bit counts. Meanwhile, people are still getting sentenced to unemployment fraud. A 29-year-old man named Hector Sanchez in New York has been indicted on 6 counts of mail fraud and 3 counts of aggravated identity theft. He received over $80,000 from fake unemployment claims. This kind of thing is taken very seriously. We have a lot of people in need. So when someone preys on the system and takes other people's money, it's no joke. The USPIS and the U.S. Department of Labor, OIG, and HSI, a lot of letters you better watch out for, and the Albany Police Department all got involved in tracking this guy down. Next up, we've got some news about Biden and the mandate. Controversial, which is why we haven't covered it so much on this channel, because we have people with companies, large companies with hundreds of employees, says, I'm not going to mandate and I'm not going to check. A lot of people are saying that, believe it or not, which is having a lot of conflicting efforts in the job market. It's really kind of messing with things. Biden has mandated that businesses with 100 or more employees must have strict protocols, which obviously involves employees getting vaccinated. It also means that workers will have to be tested weekly if they decide to stay compliant. And I'm seeing even videos where people have come straight out and said, look, I employ hundreds of employees. I'm not going to do it. There are concerns over whether this mandate will intensify worker shortages and supply chain bottlenecks. Small companies are worried that the financial cost won't be worth it overall. Of course, Biden's using kind of the OSHA idea, work safety, because he promised earlier that he would never make it mandatory. but ultimately is some sort in another way. Now he is. Kevin Kuhlman, Vice President of Federal Government Relation for National Federation of Independent Businesses, said, and I quote, "Small businesses face daily challenges for the requirements, locating qualified workers, rampant inflation, and supply chain disruption. Additional mandates, enforcement, and penalties will further threaten the fragility of this fragile small business recovery." On the flip side, big companies were already considering adopting mandates of their own. Those companies that embrace protocols, big companies like McDonald's, United Airlines, and Disney, were all doing this in one form or another. I know this is one that might be a little controversial for some, maybe majorly controversial for people who believe this is my body, I'll do what I want with it, it's my right, you can't encroach on it, and others that say, hey, if you don't get them, you're threatening my life. It's a very heated conversation. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, because I absolutely love hearing from you guys. Respect you so much. The audience here is so amazing. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching every day. Finally, let's talk about Biden again. This time, it's about his new budget plan. It involves increasing taxes for the rich, which could generate $700 billion in 10 years. Yes, $700 billion in 10 years. Well, there's going to be some catches to that. The thing is, jobs are disappearing. Yet the $700 billion isn't going towards employees. It's going to the I, the R, and the S. Accounting for is someone that is a professional in the area. Densi Takova, quote, "The first part of the plan is finding funding for the IRS that will go towards enforcing and establishing targeted high income earners and corporations." This is part of Biden's tax plan that he's put out, that he's covering, that has a couple of things in it. The first thing is the IRS having this funding to be able to enforce high income earners and corporations. The funding will be used to improve technology, compliance, and used to hire and also train auditors to work on those complex investigations, end quote. Of course, there are conflicting reports on whether the revenue would actually be $320 billion or $200 billion. She continued, quote, "And then the second part we've talked about that will require banks and financial institutions to report inflow and outflow from taxpayers' accounts annually. And this will give the IRS additional information about revenue, business expenses, and things like that, so they can better target their audits," end quote. What this is basically saying, the first part is they're going to target and go after spending $300 million on guess what? Trying to figure $300 billion on trying to get people to pay their taxes. Well, if they're paying more in taxes, they're definitely not going to be paying employees, right? So, but everyone should pay what they should honestly pay, right? Absolutely. But this is going to definitely cause a lot of heartache for a lot of businesses that are doing the right thing that still got to explain everything, especially when the second part of this plan is where the banks are going to turn over all your transaction history over to the IRS. So they'll be able to scan all that stuff. What if your uncle gives you some money? Now you got to explain it, or your cousin, or your brother, or you just get whatever. Now you've got to explain it. So this is the new tax plan with the IRS, which struggles to keep itself together lately. We've got a lot of fighting that really exposed the loopholes. Now Biden's new tax plan just might be what we need to fill them. I don't know. I'd love to know from you in the comments. What do you think about the IRS having access to all your bank records, all your access, everything you buy, when you buy, how you buy, the whole bit, full disclosure to the IRS to go through and decide what they think is right and what is wrong? The other possible upside is that this could be used to create UBI. You could have universal basic income that comes out of this, because guess what? We're able to tax the people that are evading or hiding or not paying their fair share of taxes, and be able to redistribute that and possibly do what a Democrat ran, Andrew Yang, on the possibility of UBI being the best case scenario right now for those who are struggling post-unemployment. The key is, and this is something to consider, technology, especially when we have self-driving cars, are going to take away one of the biggest employers in the world, which is transportation. When that happens, at some point, don't we have to, as technology progresses, if we're not able to find work for large periods of time, don't we need some basic support overall? I'd love to know what your thoughts are. Do you support universal basic income? Yes or no? I would love to know from you. In fact, I think we should throw it up on our community poll, whether you support universal basic income or not. If you still haven't applied for that unemployment assistance, you got a window. Make sure you get a head start on it and get to it before the week starts. Because guess what? You might only have a 30-day window. In most states, you can still claim that unemployment benefit on the base level. Visit your UI website, upload your employment history and your ID, fill out your application as genuine as possible, best of your ability. And for being honest and truthful, you could receive backdated check for up to $22,000. While it looks like the PUA could be shut down at the moment, there was a mandate where in the federal government that they were supposed to open that window so you could still get your back support. We're still looking into that. I don't know when it's going to pop up, but lawmakers said that they're going to basically do that. They also said that they were going to keep that going for gig workers, self-employed, independent contractors, and 1099 side hustles and freelancers. I don't know when they're going to get around to it. Hopefully it's soon. As soon as we find out, we'll let you know. Please keep sharing your experience with the PUA, the UI benefits in your state. Please stay safe out there. Take care. I love you. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself.